PP. I am going to take the topic units and measurements. So in the units and measurement, in the topic which was left yesterday was use of dimensional analysis. In that, let us discuss the first use, which was not completed in yesterday's period. The first use is to check the correctness of given physical equation. We can check whether the given equation, let us suppose that this is the equation given to you, S is equal to ut plus half at square, or any equation in the is v is equal to u plus at, or f is equal to ma. Like that, we can check any equation using the dimensional analysis whether it is correct or not. So for that, the law of or principle of homogeneity is used. Principle of homogeneity. According to this principle, if the dimensions of left hand side is equal to dimensions of each and every term on the RHS, right hand side, that means dimensions of all terms given in the equation, left hand side and right hand side, dimensions of all terms are same. At that time, the given equation is said to be dimensionally correct. The given equation is said to be dimensionally correct. So, when the dimensions are equal, are the same, then the equation is dimensionally correct. Okay? So, let us check whether this equation is dimensionally correct or not. Let us check. Let us suppose that the equation is given to you. S is equal to u plus half at square. It is a popular kinematic equation. We know that S is the displacement in that equation. S is displacement. U is the initial velocity. T is no doubt time. A is acceleration. T is again time. So let us check whether the equation is dimensionally correct. For that, let us find the dimensions of right hand side, left hand side first of all. So dimensions of S is equal to dimensions of ut is equal to dimensions of half at square. So if this happens, if this is verified, then we can say that the equation is dimensionally correct. Let us check. First of all, dimensions of S. S is nothing but the displacement. So no doubt the dimensions are m0, l1 and t0. Isn't it? The dimensions of AT, S is equal to ut. U is the initial velocity. So dimensions of U are m0, l1, t minus 1. We know that dimensions of T are t1. So the dimensions of ut is equal to U according to the law of indices. So it is equal to again m0, l1 and t0. So this minus 1 and 1 becomes 0. So the dimensions of ut are again m0, l1 and t0. This is equation 1 suppose, this is 2 suppose. Isn't it? And the last ut, half has no dimension, half is dimensionless quantity. And at square, let us find the dimensions of at square, a and t square, not whole square. So dimension, what is a is acceleration. So dimensions of acceleration are m0, l1 and t minus 2. We know that. Dimensions of t square, so t is to 1 and square. So here it comes equal to l1 again, m0, l1 and t minus 2, t2. This is t plus 2. So this is equal to t is equal to t raised to 0, isn't it? So the dimensions of at square are also the same as that of ut, at square and s. So you look at the three equations. You observe the three equations. Dimensions of S displacement is equal to m0, l1, t0. Dimensions of ut m0, l1, t0. Dimensions of at square m0, l1, t is raised to 0. So all the three equations are the same, dimensions are the same. That means dimensions of S is equal to dimensions of ut is equal to dimensions of at square. Half is dimensionless only. Therefore, according to the law of homogeneity, the dimensions of the left hand side is equal to dimensions of all terms in the right hand side. In this way, this is according to homogeneous principle, homogeneity principle. The given equation is dimensionally correct. So the given equation, what is the given equation? Equation is S is equal to ut plus half at square. This equation A, suppose this is dimensionally correct because the dimensions of this term is equal to dimension of this term is equal to dimension of this term. Half is dimensionless. Isn't it? Therefore, we can say that this is dimensionally correct equation. You please listen and keep in mind that this doesn't mean that if an equation is dimensionally, you please listen to my sentence and look at the board, the sentence is being written here. If the equation is dimensionally correct, it may be, that means may not be, maybe or may not be a correct, an actual equation, actually a correct physical equation. So the equation may be every dimensionally correct equation may not be a physically correct equation, but every physically correct equation is always dimensionally correct. So let us prove it. We shall prove this sentence. Let's prove it. So it is my claim that if the dimensionally correct equation may not be a correct physical equation. Let us see the equation. Torque is equal to, let us take an example so we can prove it. Torque is equal to, let us suppose kinetic energy plus 4 into potential energy. So let us check the validity or correctness of this equation. Torque is equal to, so let us check it by homogeneity principle. We know that dimensions of torque are, yesterday we have discussed m1, L2, T minus 2. Dimensions of kinetic energy, potential energy, torque and work done, all are same, isn't it? m1, L2, T minus 2. And dimensions of potential energy are also the same, m1, L2 and T minus 2. So this has been covered in yesterday's clear. So we know these facts. So even though the dimensions of left hand side is equal to dimensions of each and every term in the right hand side, the 4 is dimensionless, we know. So this equation is dimensionally correct. This equation is dimensionally correct. But whether it is correct equation in physics? No, not at all. So we can say that every dimensionally correct equation may not be a correct equation, actually correct equation, may not be a correct equation in physics. Correct equation in physics, or may not be a physically correct equation. Okay? But you please keep it in mind that every physically correct equation, every equation which is correct in physics, it is always dimensionally correct. You please read it once again, or you please keep it in mind that every physically correct equation is always dimensionally correct. Always dimensionally correct. But vice versa is not true. Vice versa is not true. That means every dimensionally correct equation may be or may not be a correct equation. So this is about the first use. The second use of dimensional analysis or dimensions is to find the conversion factor of a unit of a quantity in different, I am writing it short, different systems. For example, so what is the conversion factor of 1 Newton? Newton, we know that Newton is the SI unit of force. So what is the conversion factor of 1 Newton in CGS system, centimeter gram system? So we know that fact. So how many dynes are there? So we can find it. Any conversion, or how many joules is equal to, or 1 joule is equal to how many ergs, like that. So we can let us find it. Let us suppose that 1 Newton is equal to X dynes. 1 Newton is equal to X dynes. So this is SI unit, SI system, and this is CGS system. We are going to find the conversion factor of 1 Newton into dynes, or conversion factor of 1 Newton in the another system, that is CGS system. Okay, so let us find F is equal to the dimensions of force in SI unit. F is equal to M1 L1 T minus 2, and dimensions of force are here again, M1 L1 T minus 2. Let us consider that this is the SI system. 111 stands for SI system. M1 L1 T1 for SI system. The dimensions of force are same. Mass 1, L length 1 and T minus 2, and 222 stands for the CGS system. 222 stands for the CGS system. Let us consider 1 Newton is equal to X times. So X comes here. So let us find X. We want to find the value of X. That means we want to find the conversion factor of 1 Newton. So 1 Newton is equal to how many dynes? It will come by this method, isn't it? So X is equal to, so let us simplify it, M1 upon M2 raised to 1, L1 upon L2 raised to 1 again, and T1 upon T2 raised to minus 2. So okay, this is very simple. So let us convert. What is this mass? What 111 stands? 111 stands for SI unit, and 222 suffix stands for CGS system. Isn't it? So M1 is the mass in SI system. So M1 is the mass in SI system is in kilograms, and divided by gram raised to 1. Here also, what is length? Length in the SI system is meter upon centimeter raised to 1. Here second upon second raised to minus 2. So time is measured in seconds in all the systems, isn't it? Therefore, here what the next step is, let me revise it. X is equal to, so you look at the board. How many grams is equal to 1 kilogram? So here it is equal to 1000 grams upon grams. So I am going to convert kilograms into grams. So 1000, we can write 1000 as 10 raised to 3 directly, raised to 1. So 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters upon 1 upon centimeter. So this is being converted into centimeter raised to 1, and the last one 1, second one raised to minus 2. So this becomes 1 only. So what is remaining is, look at the board. x is equal to 10 raised to 3 into 10 raised to 2, 10 raised to 5 and here 1. So x is equal to 10 raised to 5 times 5, isn't it? So in first equation we have written 1 Newton is equal to x times. So what is the value of x? X is equal to 10 raised to 5 times. So in this way we can find the conversion factor of any unit into another unit, isn't it? So this is about the second use. Let us discuss the third use. It is third use. To find the relationship between different physical quantities. I am writing physical quantities in short. Physical quantities. So let us suppose we can find relationship between any two or three quantities, using the method of dimensions. Let us suppose that t is the periodic time of the pendulum. Periodic time of pendulum. Not only this, we can find f is equal to ma or any equation in the physics, any fundamental quantities. We can take any fundamental quantities or any derived quantities and we can take the relationship between them using this method. Let us suppose that t is equal to periodic time of the simple pendulum. Let us suppose that L is the length of simple pendulum. Sp. Let us find T is the G is the acceleration due to gravity. Acceleration due to gravity. We know that the pendulum is used to find the acceleration due to gravity at a point. We know that. We know also you are familiar about the formula of G also. In the 12th standard you have studied it. But we shall find the relationship between these two. For that, we must know that in which three quantities the relation is. The quantities which are correlated, we must know the quantities. So let us write T depends upon, we don't know how the time is related with the acceleration due to gravity, whether T is equal to L by G or T is equal to L into G or T is equal to L raised to 2 into G. So we don't know what is the actual relation. We can find the relationship. T is proportional to, let us suppose, L raised to A and B. I am taking, we don't know the powers of L and G. We want to find the powers and then we shall put the values of A and B, and from that we can find the relationship. So T is equal to some constant into L raised to A and G raised to B. We can write it. Let us call this as equation number 1. Let us call this as equation number 1. Look at the board. Let us find the dimensions. Dimensions of time is equal to, this is dimensionless quantity. Dimensions of length raised to A is equal to dimensions of acceleration due to gravity raised to B. So what are the dimensions of time? M1, M0, L0 and T1. Here, what are the dimensions of length? L1, remaining R0. What are the dimensions of acceleration due to gravity? It is simply acceleration. M0, L1 and T minus 2. Isn't it? So, we can find by simplifying it. So, let us simplify it. M raised to 0. So, M term vanishes. L raised to here A and here L raised to 1 into B, that is A plus B. It becomes A plus B. And T raised to here 0 and T raised to minus 2B remains here. And M term vanishes or M raised to 0. We can take it, write it, or it makes no difference. If we ignore it, we can ignore it. So here it is equal to m raised to 0, l raised to 0, t raised to 1. Isn't it? So by comparing the index, so a plus b is equal to 0. This is the second equation, suppose, and minus 2b is equal to 1. Minus 2b is equal to 1. Therefore, b is equal to minus half. It comes equal to minus half. B equal to minus half. So from this equation, what is a? A is equal to minus b. It's very clear. A plus b is equal to brightness. A is equal to minus b. Therefore, a is equal to minus b. B comes minus half. Therefore, a is equal to plus half. So let us put this value here. Value of a and b here in this equation. Value of a and b are. Let us put these values here. So t is equal to k into l raised to, what is value of a? Value of a is half, and g raised to minus half. So in this way, this is the relation between periodic time of the simple pendulum, length of the simple pendulum, and acceleration due to gravity. So t is equal to k raised to k into, what is l raised to half? It is root l. What is l raised to g raised to minus half? So to the denominator g, root g. So it becomes k into root l by g we can write. Or time is equal to k, experimentally the form value of k is found to be equal to 2 pi. So it is equal to k is equal to twice pi into root l by g. This is the equation. This is the relation between time, length, and acceleration due to gravity. This is the relation. This is the formula. So this is the third use of dimensional analysis. So this is about the uses of dimensional analysis. Okay, let us find some dimensions of some quantities again. Let us find the let us take up some problem here. Find the dimensions of g, that is gravitational constant. Gravitational constant. We know this value. Its value is a universal constant, and value of coefficient of viscosity 1. Coefficient of viscosity. And third one, surface tension. Using the formula, let us suppose that for g the formula is given F is equal to gmm upon r square, and the another formula is given for second one, F is equal to 6 pi eta r into v, and the third formula given to you is F is equal to T is equal to F by tangential force per unit length. This is the surface tension. So let us find one by one. What is given? We have to find first of all g, dimensions of g. So g is equal to f r square, just I have simplified it, upon m into m. We know that the force of attraction between any two bodies is directly proportional to product of the masses and inversely proportional to square of distance between them. So we know this popular equation, and it is the gravitational constant, isn't it? So let us find the dimensions of g is equal to dimensions of f. What are the dimensions of f? F m1, l1, and t minus 2. Dimensions of r square, that is l2. And dimensions of mass m2. So the gravitational dimensions of gravitational constant are m raised to minus 1, l raised to 3, and t raised to minus 2. These are the dimensions of gravitational constant, isn't it? So the SI unit is, we know that the SI unit is Newton meter square per kilogram square. So it is not asked in the question. So first dimension is found here, dimension of gravitational constant. Let us find the derivation of coefficient of viscosity. Coefficient of viscosity, the formula is given to you. Look at the formula. The formula is given to you. From that formula, eta is the coefficient of viscosity is equal to F upon 6 pi is dimensionless. 6 pi eta RV. So let us find the dimensions of coefficient of viscosity. Eta is equal to again MLT 1 minus 2 divided by eta is repeated here. So for that R in 6 pi is dimensionless. R, that is L1, and velocity M1, M0, L1 and T minus 1. So these are the dimensions of velocity. So dimensions of theta R. So L1 cancels here, M1, L minus 1, this goes to numerator, and T minus 1. So these are the dimensions of theta. We can write the SI unit as kilogram per meter second also. So this is the dimensions, these are the dimensions of theta or coefficient of viscosity. Again, dimensions of surface tension we can find easily. Surface tension. So dimensions of F is equal to M1 L1 T minus 2, and dimensions of L are there written here. So dimensions of surface tension are M0, M1, L0 and T minus 2. So these are the dimensions. So the unit is Newton per meter, isn't it? So this is about the some readily used, frequently used dimensions and their physical quantities and their dimensions. Okay.